When UFC 306 was announced to be hosted by the Spear, it got a lot of fans excited, including me. But as ticket prices came out and some of the fights came out for UFC 306, it started getting a lot of hate, and I understood it at first. However, as time passed, and I keep looking at this card over and over again, I actually think this card's a little underrated. We have Sean O'Malley defending his crown against Merab. This fight, the fans have been wanting for a long time, since O'Malley beat Sterling over a year ago. And in the co-main event, we have the trilogy bout between Grasso and Shevchenko, and both of their previous fights were incredible. And we have Brian Ortega fighting Diego Lopez, which is going to be a barn burner. Then we have an up-and-coming prospect who is exciting, and Daniel Zellhuber. I hope I said that right, but Daniel is an exciting up-and-coming prospect. And in the prelims, we have Raul Rosas Jr. opening the prelims card. And then we have Manuel Torres fighting Ignacio Bahamondes. That's going to be an exciting fight. Both those fighters are incredibly exciting. They bring it every single time. That's going to be a barn burner, and it could steal the show. Just because the UFC is in the Spear doesn't mean it's an automatic winner for the UFC in Vegas. They're competing on the same night just across the street from Canelo Alvarez. Canelo's been one of the biggest stars in boxing in recent memory, and right now he is the face of boxing. He's going against Edgar Berlanga, which has its own problems as well. You know, comparing it to the Spear has its own problems. A lot of people wanted David Benavidez, but we get Canelo versus Berlanga. We get Lara versus Garcia in the co-main event. That one, even though both guys are not in their prime anymore, both guys are more towards their way out of boxing, that's still a good fight. And then we have Caleb Plant on the same card, and we got everybody's favorite boxer, Rolly Romero, fighting. It has the star power. It has the star power to compete with UFC Noche, and it's going to be an exciting night in Vegas. I think the fans win. Combat sports fans win. They get an underrated UFC 306 card, which nobody's expecting to deliver, but these are the type of pay-per-views that deliver. That card alone is a better pay-per-view in the last few months for the UFC. The last time there was a good pay-per-view to compare this to was UFC 300. And they're competing against Canelo. You don't think a lot of people are going to have it side by side, the Canelo card and UFC Noche? It's going to be a great fight night for fans. So, I believe this card is underrated. I believe it's going to deliver more than expected. And I believe we have two champions that will retain in the UFC, and Canelo, obviously.